Hey everybody, welcome back, or members I should say, and patrons, thank you very much. Here we're going to be looking at part 3 of how to paint the free folks from A Song of Ice and Fire. And today's part 3 is Lady Val and Craster. These are the NCUs I chose for this army list. And we're starting off with these guys, painting them after doing all that zenithal highlighting. And we're using dipping inks and speed paints on these guys. And first off is nude skin, because frankly I really like how the nude skin looks once you paint it on top of white. Specifically white works really well. It gives a nice tone to the skin, very light. And then her dress was this really like very light blue, almost glimmering kind of dress. So I used Battleship Gray. I've always liked this one to do dresses because it's not very thick. It's got a very nice consistency to it, and it just gives a little hint of bluish gray to it. And then we switched over to Craster here, so I'm going to go back and forth between Craster and Lady Val, and we're using Rigor Mortis on his pants, and then we're coming in with an intensity ink of Sepia Vetis, which again, the inks I'm having a hard time with. I really got to paint those caps to see what they work as, although this one I was really impressed with it. It does a great job on the fur, especially with the zenithal highlight. You can see that in the recesses it gets really dark, brightens up the top areas. You don't even need to do a dry brush or anything. It gets all the details you want. Again, I want to thank you guys for becoming members or patrons of my hobby. This is a great way to support me. And I enjoyed painting these guys, and I hope you watched the other big video that just talks about the army in a little bit, but this is for you guys. Hopefully you're also a Song of Ice and Fire player, and that's why you joined. I will eventually do other types of videos, like other kinds of things, but this is just a beginner for me for membership stuff, and I just wanted to see how it worked out. Gravelord Grey now I used on Lady Val. She had this like stone mask on her chest, and Craster I'm using it on his sword, almost trying to go for like a non-metallic metal, but I didn't do anything more with it. But the Gravelord Grey does its own job. Then I'm using pastel yellow for her hair to have nice really blonde hair. Some of the artwork, it's hard to tell some of the colors that they're using, and I was like, you know what, let's give her blonde hair, it'll be really nice. And then we're doing his shirt and like, well, his overcoat, I guess, in the Howling Sand. Yes, it's very close to the Rigor Mortis, but there is a difference. Rigor Mortis has a little bit more of a grayish green, I don't know, or yellow, I don't know. This one's more beige. I don't know how to determine the difference, but you saw it. Goddess Glow. God, I love this color for hilts on swords. I find it has just a beautiful leather wrapping look to it, and it does a great job. Pallid Bone. Now for some reason Lady Val here has a skull in her hands and a bunch of bones on her skirt, her shirt, or her sweater, her, geez, you know what I mean, her dress. Wow. Brownish decay for his belt, and then some dark wood for his boots here on Craster. By the way, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, you read the books, this is the guy that has like all the wives out in the wildling land there, beyond the wall, and this guy is friendly to the Night's Watch if they want to stop and all that, but if you mess with anyone there, he will kill you. Pretty interesting, no, but, or he'll have someone kill you, but anyways, whenever he has boys, he sends them out into the woods to be given over to the knights, to the White Walkers, and he only wants girls. Anyways, it's interesting, you know, it's weird. It's Game of Thrones. You know, what more can you ask from it? As you can see, I'm doing his wonderful rocking chair, wooden chair here out of hardened leather. I find hardened leather has a good look for chairs. It comes out looking really nice, used kind of thing, oldish. Does a really good job. And then Holy White for his hair, and then these two miniatures will be done. So stay tuned for part 4 coming soon. I want to thank you guys, and this is to be continued.